dry land, a desert. With the 3 generations of efforts here again, bring green back here, and from the yellow to green, we see this very beautiful scenic scene. And also last year, President Xi Jinping also had a great speeches and documents released to the heroes. They paid or dedicated their whole life to the development of Saihanba here. This is Saihanba National Forest Park, and you can see the video clip actually here is from the seasons, and this evening you will enjoy the most famous pieces of music. And also specifically this time we'll also have the originated music that created specifically for this time. We see everyone is ready and they have their last minute rehearsal, and our Mr. Tan, the conductor Tan. Hello to all, my name is Tan Lihua, I'm the conductor. I believe everyone or a lot of viewers are the fans of him from 1997, actually the New Year concert. As the popular and the great musician, actually Mr. Tan worked really hard to promote the concert. I believe actually you picked all the original piece for the concert. Please show us more about the story behind the scene. So here we're at the Saihanba National Forest Park, and this is the very, very special concert. Why? Because we are here in the forest. So there are a lot of things actually regarded with forest. So we think about the 4 seasons. And we also would like to choose more Chinese music. Of course, we also selected the very famous music pieces from foreign countries. So we talk about winter, we'll think about like the Yangtze River, and we also think about the origin of Yangtze River. So we think about from the snows to the little pieces of water and coming together to the lake, to the sea. Actually, we talk about the music. Actually, all these are very, very well known by the Chinese audience. And we create a very big scene, and I hope you will enjoy it. That's very, very special reconduction for the concert. We talk about different seasons. Actually, we choose different features of each season. We talk about spring, and actually, if you can listen and you can hear about the different songs here, and you also look at the scene here, actually it's very same like Viet forest, and there's also music talking about the forest in Vienna. And actually, I hope through the music you can smell the taste of forest. Actually, it's 7 hours of driving from Beijing to here. It's a little bit tired, but as we're approaching to Saihanba National Forest Park, we can see more and more trees, more grasses, flowers. Actually, it's make me very excited actually. Actually, that's all these scenes hitting me from all these long trips. And of course we bring nature to the people and also make people also have the same feeling as we are feeling now. So from the touch, the taste, the feeling, the flavor, everything, we would like to bring everything here to all our viewers and audience. So we talk about the Swan Lake. You think about the swans and coming to us. Actually, everything here, we think about different seasons. We think about the forest. We think about greens. And also, more importantly, we like to emphasize the harmonious existence between human beings and the nature. And of course, we should pay back to the nature. Actually, here we want to show the harmonious between a human being and nature. And our concert will start at around 20 or let's say 15 minutes later, and I see you later. So let Mr. Tan to do his final preparation. And here we're at this very beautiful scene, and actually it is really hard to have this forest concert here. And Director Gong, of course, we just count down in 10 minutes. So when everyone is coming here, actually see these huge different equipment, it's not easy to move them all here. Yes, for us, actually, it is full of excitement and also lots of challenges. This is really highlight of our career. But the thing is that you can imagine the temperature, we still can see snow, and the snow actually is coming to our knees. And that's not enough. Actually, think about here is the forest, very nature. We need to maintain all features. Of course, we look at the weather. The weather should give us the good favor to have this concert, and also we should not really harm to all the natural resources. And actually, it's coming to really heavy rain, and it's really difficult to move all the equipment here. And also think about different things like mosquitoes and all different species actually bring all difficulties to us. But look at the whole journey. Actually, there's all cherished memory for us, and also accumulates a lot of experience for us to have this outdoor concert. Actually, yesterday for our rehearsal, it's still raining, but today we can see this is really, really good weather. I believe this is a really, really good opening for today's forest concert. We can see this is really appreciate people here in Saihanba because of their efforts for the past 3 generations. Here we have this beautiful scene here for us to have this forest music, and we also invited and also interviewed the 4 group of people from Saihanba. They talk a lot of the stories, although they are the normal people, but you can tell that their spirit really, really touches you. I believe their spirit also moved us, and we also would like to bring all what we feel here to our audience. A forest keeper, and he migrated here to Saihanba and devoted himself his whole life here, and he right now is 75 years old. And Madame Chen, I really respect you. I believe you are the first generation of Saihanba forest keeper. We know back to the years, actually, you are the first group of people. Actually, that's a very young age for you. But back to that time, why you think actually you would like to devote it all your life to here to devote it to Saihanba, because back then here is just a desert. It's dry land. And here also actually is the weather, the temperature, everything was not really favored. And not really have the sufficient drinking water, not have sufficient food. Would you please share about the stories? How did you feel once you arrived here? That will be 1960s. I graduated from high school, so we would like to follow the country's call and moved to Saihanba here. We talk about the temperature. Actually, here is really not favored, and the old life standards actually is not really good. Our first impression, we talk about the ones who arrived here. It was so cold. It seemed like we came here in winter, but actually it was August. We talk about here is extremely cold in August. So you're actually, what really motivated you to stay here? Although all the conditions actually was really poor. Very simple. The country needed us to be here. Because back then, our job is to reforest it, to change the whole ecosystem here. So our dream and decisive is to use our life here to change yellow to green. This is our aspiration. Because of this decisiveness, moved us keeping forward. No matter how difficult situations we face, we understand the whole journey actually was really challenging. So weather is one thing, but we talk about the very simple thing, the seed. And we also think about the different challenges during the whole planting procedures. Also very difficult, right? Actually for us, every kind of job was a challenge for us because we just graduated from high school. We didn't have any experience before. We talk about we need to water the tree. And we need to water the sampling. And actually we didn't know how to do it. So the sapling actually it really needed our efforts and time to save and protect them. Actually, the seed back then was so expensive, and they all transported from northwest region of China. So for each and every seed, that all has our feelings. Actually, that's we brought all our dreams and hope to the future on the seeds. We would like to see one day the seed from very little piece to, in the end, a tree, and then to the whole forest. Back then, we didn't have any equipment. Actually, we did everything by ourselves. Right now, we have a lot of machines to help, but back then we could not use chopsticks to eat, after one day's work. And there's no gender difference. So everyone here, we did the same job. We need to channel the waters to the sapling, and as I mentioned in August, it was so cold, but we still need to stand in the water. and to make the whole channels. And back then, talk about what was the most difficult part and whether that stopped you or not, because your family didn't really support you. So actually, you also have other choices back then. I understand your family also arranged a job for you. Actually, a lot of people asked me the same question before. They talk about coming to them. Did you give up? So with me, there were 6 girls. We came here together. We did not regret. We used our whole lifetime to change the ecosystem here at Saihanba. This is our aspiration, this is our dream, and also our responsibility, our duty to nail the things done. This is, we only have very simple goals. Just make the seed to the sapling, and from the sapling to tree, and to tree to the forest. I understand your story is really touching. And what about the other 5 girls? We came here all together in 6. And because of different reasons, 4 out of 6, they came back to their hometown. Back to Chengde, back to Zhangjiakou, Wuhan, and Shandong. And only 2 out of that 6 girls left here. Actually, you witnessed the whole journey from the very, very beginning as a small baby, and here you see this is the whole forest. And from Saihanba, actually, the whole country studies the Saihanba spirit. And understand last year you also represented Saihanba to the United Nations to receive the award from the United Nations Environmental Program. And actually, this is the highest environmental honor provided by United Nations, and President Xi Jinping also gave the very high applause, the big applause to the people here. And the Saihanba Forest community won the honor of Champions of the Earth. Actually, for us, we didn't imagine that here we came, our dream came true. And the whole world actually is not just China, the whole world studies Saihanba spirit. I believe this is really a recognition of our efforts. We were so proud. When I still can remember actually at the United Nations, I'm really proud because I represented the Saihanba Forest community, represent the Hebei province, and of course I represent the People's Republic of China. So at the United Nations stage, I should showcase the Chinese pride. You talk about actually with the mountains and the rivers, the luscious mountains and lucid waters actually are priceless assets. That's actually beginning from President Xi Jinping, and that right now is the most famous sentence around the world, and the people studied our cases and study our spirit, and also would like to carry forward our spirit to the next generations. Green is our life. Without green, there is no life. So use our hands to bring Saihanba from dry land to forest park. So right now you, although retired, you still choose to stay here. So that's the emotional link is so deep, right? Because there is something that we spend our whole life here. That's the assets we left here. And we fulfilled our duties. We see our dream came true here. I'm very happy and proud to tell everyone that the whole forest actually made by us, made by the forest keepers. So and today we also can enjoy the National Ballet of China Symphony Orchestra and also the best performers from Beijing, Tianjin, and Hebei. And actually today I joined the concert. I can tell you I'm so excited because the forest concert is one of its kind, and our musicians, they also pay their contribution to green development. And that's also a big award, I believe, to all the forest keepers here in Saihanba. So we work really hard, and the people recognize our efforts, our work. You know, before we didn't even have a piece of newspaper available. And today you can see all these big equipment, everything that can make everything happen here. So you can see all the greens as the background. We have the best performance here. You have all our respects. We would like to respect and highly appreciate you and also the 3 generations of forest keepers for your great efforts and the time spent here. Because of your efforts, because of all these generations of hard work, right now we can see the miracle happens from yellow to green. Because of you, we right now study the Saihanba spirit not only in China, also around the world. We always remain true to our aspiration. So I'm very proud to tell our young generations, no matter what kind of job you are doing, you need to have a spirit. You need to have the aspiration. You always need to remember why you started. So for our young generations, set your goal and make that goal happen, make the things happen. And one day you can tell your next generations very proudly to say, I make something happen. I make my dream came true. So for you, I believe you can tell you have that very big sense of fulfillment. This is our belief, actually. Nothing really materialized. We not talk about the material things. Actually, for us, we didn't think about that. We did not think any of that. Just stay true to our dreams, to our goals, to our duties. And I believe this is something what we called part of the Saihanba spirit. So we just did one thing for our life and make that one thing happen. And right now I can see it's the opening of the forest concert. And later I understand we have 4 video clips. And from that video clips you can see we have the whole scene of the world's largest man-made Saihanba National Forest Park, and you also can listen to the Saihanba keepers, their stories behind the scene, how their hard work and their whole life devoted here to make everything happen from the dry land to the forest park. And here we are right now at the Saihanba National Forest Park. It's a national park located in Chengde, Hebei, China. And we also have the Wangshanghai Forest to commemorate General Secretary Wang Shanghai. And we talk about actually each and every forest keepers. They are lack the trees here. They root really deeply here at the Saihanba. We look back to the history. Saihanba back to the Qing dynasty. Here actually is really green. This is also belong to the royal family. This is the Mulan Paiduk. So that's the royals' hunting grounds. Because of the different regions of Saihanba later became the barren desert. And from 1962, in order to put an end to the sandstorms, the country set the Saihanba mechanical forest farm here, and the first generation of tree planters came here. And right now we can see, because of the past 3 generations' efforts to bring the desert to the oasis, and all the viewers right now, you are watching the very first forest music concert. We are at the Saihanba Forest Park, and this is the largest forest park around the world, covering an area of 200.29 square kilometers. And this is also the first of its kind in China. And for today's concert, actually, that's also inspired by the different seasons. So we started with the story happened in winter.
老书记王上海带着大家一干就是20多年。雪化后不只是水，那是塞罕坝人对绿意的绵延深情。今天音乐会的上海纪念林，这里是他为国捐躯的地方，他的部分骨灰就抛洒在这里。
现在为大家播放的这个短片啊，就是我们现在音乐会的所在地。
Video clip is introduced. Do you think the venue here, that's the forest of Wang Shanghai, to commemorate the first secretary of Saihanba? And right now, you will enjoy the first musical piece, the Song of the Yangtze River.
相信熟悉的旋律，大家一定。如果80年代啊，观众一定
very well known in China, especially for the people.
话说长江的主题曲就是您现在听到的。
Born around 1980s, and this is the sound of Yangtze River.
在直播的同时，我们正在收看央视新闻直播的网友，如果有对我们
To all the viewers right now, you're tuning in with the CGTN. We bring you the first ever forest concert here from Saihanba National Forest Park. And this is the world's largest man-made national forest.
也给大家介绍一下《长江之歌》的一些背景资料哈，它呢共分为两部分，第一部分呢主要是写长江，表现这个长江的源远流长、宏伟博大、多姿多彩。那在第二个章节，在乐曲旋律的当中，主要要表达的是长江古老悠久、气势磅礴、力量无穷。
I hope you can enjoy and feel the power of Yangtze River.
包括熟悉这首歌的歌词的朋友啊，应该也比较有印象。
And I believe people really familiar with this song.
说我们赞美长江，你是无穷的源泉；我们依恋长江，你有母亲。
And Yangtze River actually is a very important, vital
长江的赞美和依恋
rivers here.
情感作为主线，而把我们
And also through the music, I would like to also pay the respect to the nature.
然后给读者们强烈的这种艺术受。欣赏到白毛北风吹。
And the second song will from the play called White Hired Girl.
相信白毛女的旋律更是经久不衰，影响了几代的人。白毛女
Actually, this piece of music actually
10大经典之作。
Very familiar for the generations in China. And this is also very classic piece of music that well known not only in China but also around the world.
这个电影啊，还是芭蕾舞剧，有各种各样的
So no matter
版
for
本
the
不断的
film
在舞台上呈现。
or
这几十年来一
the
直都
plays
是
on the
经
stage,
久
they
不
have
衰的一
different
个主题，
kinds
也是
and
永远
forms
都能够激起人们心中对那个情怀的
of
那种感怀。
arts
而且芭蕾舞
to showcase
的
the
白毛女
emotion link
当年呢
with
也是这个中
the
国芭
play
蕾舞
called
剧史上
White
非常
Hired
具有
Girl.
里程碑作用
And
的
also
一部
for the
被称为
ballet
世
piece, actually,
界
this is
经
also
典。
very important milestone for the ballet world.
而且因为白毛女将这种浪漫主义精神跟共产党的这种阶级理论结合在一起，
And also we would like to bring the very romantic
之后呢，歌剧的
storylines and combined with
赞誉。
China's revolutionary spirit.
而且白毛女的创作应该是，延安鲁迅艺术学院的集体创作，像贺敬之啊。
And believe this is a collective creation for the whole piece. And the white-haired girls actually is reflect the very romantic scene and also reflect the spirit of China's revolutionary history. And it also actually at the very beginning when it's first on stage is received the warm welcome and people's love. So we talk about this very classic piece of music have been played in many different forms and stages.
我们刚开始就给大家介绍到啊，说我们这一次演唱会不仅选取了很多
And as we introduced at the very beginning, this is the Saihanba National Forest concert. We selected many well-known music works from home and abroad, and we actually also selected some original musical piece that specifically created for Saihanba Forest concert, and this is our singer, R.T. Leng.
从这张
So you can see from the look and also his custom and language he's speaking. He is from Inner Mongolia. And you also got the champion title of 2017 China Central TV's performance show. And what you will perform this time. And the piece I will perform is created by the top musicians here in China. And they inspired by a river in Inner Mongolia, and we also would like to bring here in Saihanba because this is also something a miracle. So I also would like to choose. Actually, the song, the piece is also under the name of Saihanba. And I heard the stories about Saihanba's miracle story, and I really touched. And when I arrived here, and this is my first time here. And also my first time to perform here. And you can imagine that from the very beginning, they worked really hard to bring the dry land to the oasis, and their spirit is really touching me. And I believe as the young generation of the people from Inner Mongolia, we should show our respect to the previous generations, and we should learn from their spirit. And for Saihanba, actually here is linking with the Inner Mongolia because it's with Inner Mongolian title standing in the northwest. Right now you will sing inside the forest. So before you really sing a lot at a different scene, and this time I believe there's something new for you. I believe this is really a dream for me. So I believe for your family and also the region you came from, they also have a tradition to use music, to use these artistic works to show their respect and also emotion, to tell the stories. Yes, it's very true, and we would like to see more people to learn from the spirit, and I believe that we'll have more and more people to, like myself, as the young generations, we should do good job in our jobs to really stay true to our aspiration, like a tree, to have a very deep roots and do a better job. Like for me, I would like to sing more good songs with better techniques. So for us, we should step by step, as the people, as the tree planters and also the forest keepers, to work step by step towards our goals. So for the songs you will perform, we talk about so this is just give you a taste of my song. I believe this is a really beautiful one. So you will find one more later on the stage. So please stand by. Looking forward to your song. Thank you. Wish you a great success.
我们也是因为这个赶在演出之前，也是想把二奇愣请过来，给大家做一下这个台前幕后故事的一个讲述。
So we'd like to show the viewers more about the behind-the-scenes stories. And we have the original song And later on, we'll also invite the musician here to talk about more stories. And here we are at Saihanba National Forest Park, and let's just talk about the season of winter. So that's the movement of winter, and you enjoy a sound of the Yangtze River. And apart from the play White-Haired Girl, and then later on we will come to the season of spring. And starting this chapter or this movement, you will see the generations of tree planters and forest keeper. And we will talk more about the first generation of tree planters. And here you will see the stories. We talk about them as the forest three generations. So from their stories, you can see the spirit of Saihanba. They always stay true to their aspiration. And they never forgot why they started. For Saihanba, for the endeavor of green development, they devoted their whole life here. So we talk about everything growing here is with the people's hope, efforts, time, and also the lives of tree planters. Because of these generations of people, they never ever gave up, and now we enjoy this oasis.
其实本来在演出之前，我们也想为各位请一位这个导赏嘉宾，希望通过他的介绍一下乐曲赏析。
So before our plan is we would like to invite some special guests to talk more about the concert, because there are a lot of different songs. So actually, all the songs actually we selected for this time for the concert. All these pieces is very, very familiar with our people, and I believe everyone has their own interpretations. We do not want to interrupt the people to enjoy the music.
要给大家介绍一下《春之声》圆舞曲的一些背景的介绍哈。这个《春之声》圆舞曲呢，是奥地利著名的音乐家小约翰施特劳斯的这个。
And right now you enjoy that the Waltz of Spring, and I believe you can hear the melodies. It is very, very famous and created in 1983.
依然充满活力，散发着青春的气息。
And created by Junior Stalas.
施特劳斯是在一个晚上。
And by then he was around 60s.
这钢琴上即兴创作出来的乐曲，因此呢，这个最早的版本是一个钢琴曲，后来经过剧作家。
And actually, originally the song was created just in the evening. And this is by improvisation, and before it's just played by piano. And later on, we make it as a piece of symphony. And I believe this sounds really, really loved by the people around the world.
这首曲子跟其他的圆舞曲有一个特别不同的点啊，就是它不是典型的维也纳圆舞曲伴奏的音乐而创作的。
And this one actually different from other waltz.
所以它具有这个比较纯粹的表演性质，节奏自然。
So this is also have a very, very good
强的欣赏性。
Stage performance effects. You can hear actually the melody was very, very smooth. And I hope you can enjoy and smell the spring.
And 而且全曲呢有一个非常大的特点啊，就是雅俗共赏，经久不衰。我不知道大家能不能从中感受到。
And these are all the very classical pieces, the artistic musical work.
如果您闭上眼睛静静的欣赏，
And from this piece of music, and hope you can see everything is very energetic. It's the beginning of the spring, because we talk about spring is the born or the time to start everything. And hope you can feel the full energy of spring.
在上台之前，其实我也今天直棒的演奏家，就是因为很多有过这样的发问。
Before the concert started, I also interviewed
有这么多的感怀
the conductors.
然后谭指导就说，其实音乐最大的魅力啊，包括欣赏音乐交响乐
Talk
最大的
about
魅力，就
the
是在
beauty of music or the beauty of a symphony.
每一次去直棒，哪怕千百次去直
It's
棒的是同
every
一个
time,
乐曲
every time.
那他其中能够
Although
感受到的那种
you
感
heard
情
the
和
same
他注入
music,
的那种情感的
it's
质
all
都是不一
different.
样的。
Every time the feeling, the emotion are all different.
"那在此之前呢，我也采访过很多国内外的一些交响乐会，但是真正啊置身于森林当中去欣赏这样一台音乐会。
So this is also first time for me
有几点感
to enjoy the concert
分享一下。
inside the forest. I would like to share with you my
全国都是一片高温的时候
feelings, because right now it's summer and a lot of areas actually is buzzed with high temperature, but I can tell you here
这个森林公园
you can see the sky is very clear and you enjoy a very nice concert here.
大概只有体感温
It's
度
very
只有20度左右，所以让大家
A good environment with just around 20
那种感觉不同。现在在这里真的是闻着这种
degrees Celsius
香啊
in temperature. You can hear the sound of the birds, the wind,
绕的一片绿意盎然，
and everything you can see all in green.
这么优美的音乐所带来
And we also can hear
体验，我觉得可能真的是用语言无法
the beautiful music. There's something cannot be described by language or by words.
一些尝试，像最早哈这个的这个森林音乐会，19个里，其实距今已经有20多年的历史了。所以其实在国外已经有非常成熟的这种尝试。那其实我看未来也可以更多的我们在中国的。
So I believe that although this is the first time we bring this outdoor concert, we will have more for sure. Because this kind of the performance is very mature in other countries.
到现在为止啊，基本上它的场内是可以容纳22000名座位。那这几乎
And the outdoor Berlin Forest concert that can accommodate around 2,200 people.
选在瓦尔德尼森林剧场。很多人说，其实能在森林里面举办一场音乐。是大自然送给音乐爱好者的一件。
And to enjoy a music concert inside of a forest, actually, is the nature. The forest gave us a great gift. So this is, you should not need to really dress in a very formal way. Just relax yourself, enjoy the sets and songs here. You can enjoy your picnic and with your families and the loved ones with you, and also can taste some good wine together with the music.